Hello, hello, hello. Greetings. Welcome to Tax Talk Tuesdays. If you are going to be catching me either live or via the replay, please go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. My name is LaShawn Adesimilolu. I'm a tax...
This is Moses Adesimilolu.
That's my husband. We are the founders of No Limit Tax Refunds Tucker. We help middle-class families who are struggling to make ends meet to find all the credits and deductions that are applicable to you so that you can finally pay off those bills, take a vacation, and experience more joy in your life. Hello, Wendy. Thanks for being here. Welcome to Boss It Live TV. Quickly, I want to thank Janine Cummings, the founder of Boss It Live TV and the Boss It Live Mastermind. If you are a mastermind member and you are joining me, either live or through the replay, go ahead and put hashtag mastermind member in the comments so we can represent for the mastermind, right? And if you are a business owner who is looking for strategic guidance on building your brand through live streaming, I would highly encourage you to join the mastermind. If you would like more info, just put info in the comments and a member of our team will reach out to you. Now today, guys, I want to come with some important tax updates. First of all, yesterday, the IRS officially kicked off the tax season. That means it is officially time to file your taxes. So if you have all of your tax documents, you can go ahead and file. Some documents you might be expecting are W-2s. So if you worked at any job throughout the year and you had to fill out a W-4, they will definitely give you a W-2 at the end of the year. Make sure that you have that W-2. If you're going to be itemizing, you want to have your mortgage interest statement if you own a home. If you are a contractor, you want to have your 1099s. If you invested in Bitcoin or stocks, you want to have that. Any tax documents that you receive, just go ahead and collect it in a pile and have it ready for your accountant because you don't want to miss anything, okay? Secondly, if you are self-employed and you have any contractors in your business, you want to make sure you issue out 1099 miscellaneous for every single one of them, okay? The deadline to do that is January 31st. If you do not issue out the 1099s by January 31st, you will incur some penalties from the IRS, and your contractors might be a little bit mad at you because they might be ready to file their taxes, right? So go ahead and issue out those 1099s. Hey, Janine, thank you. Wendy, mastermind member in the building. Sinead, welcome, guys. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about 5 common mistakes to avoid when you are filing your taxes, okay? First, this is for my business owners. Do not co-mingle your funds, okay? What am I talking about? When you have a business, you're getting business income and you have business expenses. And then you have your personal income and your personal expenses. Now, I have had people that I work with, a graphic designer comes to mind, and she sent out invoices through PayPal, so, and Cash App. And when she got paid, that money would go from PayPal or Cash App directly into her personal bank account. And she would just use the money however she would use it. But when it's time to file taxes, it's hard to differentiate what was income and what was truly business expenses. So for that reason, it's important that you have a separate account for your business and a separate account for your personal. Okay, the number one rule in business is what? Know your money, know your finances. You should know at a glance if you're profitable or not. How many people can tell me right now in their business if they are profitable or not? If you can, put a 1 in the comments right now. If you can't, you don't even have to say nothing because I already know. But we should know whether we're profitable or not. And that really comes from having those personal accounts for business and for personal, having it separate, okay? Now, if you cannot get a business account with your business, let's say you don't have everything together, you don't have your EIN number, you don't have all the pieces together, you can still get a personal account that you use strictly for business. So you can go open up another account and just tell yourself, like, this is my business account. Anytime you get an income, you want somebody to deposit that into the business account. You get a debit card for that account. Anytime you have expenses, you're going to use that card. And it's going to make it so easy, because when it's tax time, guess what? You just print out your end of year statement, you give it to your trusty accountant, and we will know exactly how much you had coming in, what you had going out. We will know how to classify it for you. You won't have to do anything. It will be very, very stress-free. Okay, so it's very, very important to not commingle those funds. Another thing that I would suggest is to invest in an accounting software. Now, a lot of people recommend something like QuickBooks, but you don't necessarily have to use QuickBooks. I recommend the Wave accounting app, W-A-V-E. Guess what? This is a free software that you can use. You can do so many things with it. It's so robust. You can send out invoices to your client, branded invoices where your logo is on it, your business name, all your information. You can accept payments via the Wave accounting app. When you are doing your income and expenses, everything is classified through Wave. If you have contractors, you can use them for payroll. Everything is in it, okay? So definitely check that out. If you don't have an accounting software yet, it's a beautiful system that you can use absolutely free. And another thing that I love about the Wave accounting app is that, so a lot of millennials, a lot of people that have a business, you might have more than one, I'm going to call it a hustle, but you know, whatever you call it, you might have more than one thing you're doing. For example, a lot of people who do taxes also do credit repair, or you might do travel, you might do other things on the side. You can have all your businesses set up in Wave, and it's still absolutely free, okay? So definitely invest in that accounting software. Let me just see here if I have any comments. Okay, I see my mastermind queens are in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So number one, avoid commingling your funds. Number two, avoid not filing taxes altogether. Guys, I go to a lot of networking events with other entrepreneurs. And the first question I ask is, who does your accounting? Who helps you with your taxes? And I cannot tell you guys how many times I'm told I don't do taxes. I don't do taxes. No, I don't fool with the IRS. I don't believe in it. Taxes are not legal. You know, insert whatever your reason is here. And I understand the thought process, like you don't want to give Uncle Sam your money, whatever. But guess what? Uncle Sam knows what you're doing, okay? If you think that Big Brother is not watching you, you are sadly mistaken, my friend, okay? Uncle Sam knows what you're doing, and if he doesn't get you now, he's going to get you eventually. Now, I want to let you guys know that if you do not file your taxes, no, let me say this first. If you file your taxes, the IRS have a 7-year statute of limitations that they can go back and audit that tax return as long as there's no fraud, okay? So that means you file your taxes, maybe, I don't know, maybe something is not right there. The IRS has 7 years that they could go back and audit that tax return. If you do not file a tax return for a year, that tax year is open up for an IRS audit for your lifetime, okay? For your lifetime. Now, let me tell you why this is important. I have had so many clients reach out to me that haven't filed taxes in years, and now the IRS is open and investigating those tax years. So now, not only do we have to catch them up, but then they don't even have receipts for those years. It's been 10 years. You don't have any receipts to prove anything. The IRS is going to tell you what income they have for you, and you don't really have any leg room to say differently. Like, you can't say, no, I didn't make this. Where's your proof? So my suggestion is Just go ahead and file your taxes every single year. I know. As an entrepreneur, taxes can be scary. Sometimes, we don't know when we're supposed to file taxes as entrepreneurs, what we'll owe. We're scared about all these things, but outsource it to a trusted tax accountant. A tax accountant is going to know exactly what you need, and we will help you reconstruct your income and expenses if necessary. We will make sure you are set up for success, all right? And most importantly, it won't be open for your lifetime, okay? God forbid, like what if Jay-Z didn't file and all of a sudden he got rich and the IRS was like, it's time to run us that check. What would he do? So let's be smart about it, okay? And let me just see here. Thank you for sharing. Shanae says the tax man always knows 100%. Yes, he does. I can attest. Yes, he does. He knows. Don't mess with the IRS. They will get you eventually. You better know it, Marlene. Okay. So that was number 2. So first, do not commingle funds. Secondly, make sure you file a tax return every single year. And number 3, and this again is 5 mistakes to avoid when filing taxes. Number 3, not claiming all the credits and deductions that you qualify for. Guys, self-employed individuals lose billions of dollars because they are not utilizing all the credits and deductions that they are eligible for. Number 1, self-employed people sometimes are perfectionists and you feel like I can do this better than someone else. So instead of outsourcing to a tax accountant, somebody who specializes in this is all they do all year, you want to go on TurboTax and do it yourself. Hey, I'm not hating. I used to use TurboTax on 1.2. I understand. But I will tell you, for the self-employed person, those free softwares are not our friends. Because guess what? That is not a person who is knowledgeable on what you can deduct, that's actually interviewing you and making sure we find all the deductions that are applicable to you. So many times I'm asked to go back and amend a tax return year because somebody missed a deduction, okay? So because I care about you and your tax situations, I want to run down some common deductions that you qualify for if you are self-employed. Do you guys want this information? I need some hearts right now if you want this information. I'm going to move on to the next tip. I see some hearts. Okay, here we go. Now, advertising. If we are not advertising a business, we are not going to get clients. I know you are advertising if you're making money. So business cards that you paid for, guess what? We're going to deduct that. Any flyers that you had to have printed, we're going to deduct that. Signs, newsletters, you send out those cute little email newsletter templates, we're going to deduct the cost of designing it. Let's say you have a blog. A lot of us are bloggers as well. Hosting fees. Okay, hosting fees for your website, we're going to deduct that. Email services, we use ConvertKit. But let's say you're using some type of email service to email your clients. Those things can get expensive depending on how many subscribers you have. Okay, we're going to deduct the cost of that. Website hosting. If you have a cell phone that you use for your business, you can deduct that. Fax lines, internet. I hope you guys are taking notes, okay? Let's say I have a lot of realtors. I'm actually also a realtor. So if you are giving gifts to your clients, which we do when they buy or sell a home, we can deduct the cost of those gifts. FMLS or MLS, those things can get expensive. We can deduct that. Broker fees, dues, franchise fees, any fees that you paid as a result of conducting your business, you can deduct that. Write it down, guys. Like, write it down. Sit down with a paper and write it down. And get excited every time you think of one. Sorry if y'all can hear that. That's my baby boy in the background. But get excited when you write it down because you're like, more money, more money, more money, more money. Write it down, okay? Professional services. Guess what? If you outsource your accounting or taxes to a professional, which I strongly encourage you to do, you can deduct the cost of those fees. Let's say you have hired an attorney to do some services for your business. You can deduct that. Guys, all of this. Insurance, excuse me. If you have a home office, you can deduct the cost portion of your rent or utilities. But you want to make sure you talk to your tax professional because there are specific rules that come with the home office deduction. If you do not use it wisely, it can trigger an audit. So if you're going to use the home office deduction, I would highly suggest speaking with a qualified tax professional before you put that information in. Continuing education credits, business retreats, seminars. Guess what, guys? I am a proud Boston Live Mastermind member, which I pay a fee happily to my coach, Jenny Cummings, every single month. Guess who's deducting the cost of that? I am. Okay, so you can deduct the cost of that. Again, if you are interested in being part of this mastermind, put mastermind in the comments and a member of our team will definitely get back to you. Okay, office supplies, business license, computer repairs, any of that you can deduct. Now guess what else, guys? I have a actual PDF with a list of common deductions that you qualify for, so that you may qualify for. So if you miss any of that, I'm going to have a link in the comment section. You can register to get that absolutely free, no strings attached. Get that information and then use that whenever you're ready to do your taxes, okay? Quick reset. Today, my name is LaShawn Adesimilolu. I am a tax accountant and the co-founder of No Limit Tax Refunds Tucker. That's an accounting and tax preparation firm which I run alongside my amazing husband. And today I'm here to talk about 5 common mistakes to avoid when you're filing your taxes, okay? Number 1, avoid commingling your funds. Number 2, avoid not filing your tax return, okay? File every year. And if you don't know why, catch the replay because you need to do that. Number 3, be sure that you're claiming every single deduction and credit that you qualify for. Moving on to number 4. Be sure to avoid any clerical errors when you are filing your tax return. This is an important one, guys. A lot of people are not detail oriented, and when you're filing your taxes by yourself through TurboTax or any other type of free software, you are responsible for the information that you place in that software. So TurboTax is not going to sit there like, I'm just going to use Marlene because I know she's watching and I love her. If Marlene is putting her information in TurboTax and she puts in the wrong EIN number, TurboTax is not going to say, Marlene, you put in the wrong number. TurboTax is going to just continue to be TurboTax. And Marlene's tax return might be delayed. She might get audited. Any number of situations can happen if you are not putting that information in correctly, okay? So always make sure if you're filing taxes yourself to recheck everything. I'm going to tell you to do it 3 times. At our tax office, we have a 3-point check system. That means myself, my husband who is an accountant, we go over everything to make sure that nobody missed anything, and we have a 99% accuracy rate with the IRS. So it is very important, if you are not outsourcing to a tax professional who is going to do that for you, that you make sure you are diligent when you're putting that information in your software, okay? So avoid clerical errors. And let's say you're doing your tax return and the numbers that you put in look drastically different from the return you got last year, but you didn't have that much changes. I'm going to tell you to revisit your previous year's tax return. Anytime those numbers are off by a large amount, there's something that has triggered that change. And the IRS has a system. They have a computer program that checks things. If there's a drastic difference, that could trigger an audit or a red flag, depending on the situation, right? They don't have a lot of manpower right now. If you're in the U.S., you will know around this time last year, we were going through a government shutdown. Really because they didn't have the manpower to ensure that how do I want to say this? I don't want to say it the wrong way. They don't have the manpower to keep up with the amount of tax returns that are coming through, right? So they use a lot of computer programs to trigger red flags or trigger audits. So you don't want to put anything on your tax return that could trigger an audit, because once you have been audited by the IRS, you are likely to be audited again, okay? They are watching you. You are on a separate list. So be sure that nothing is drastically different. Be sure that you are checking over every single thing so that you can get your tax refund if you qualify for that, or if you whatever the situation is, your tax return will be processed correctly, okay? So that was number 4, avoid any clerical errors. Number 5, be sure to tell your accountant or tax professional about any life changes. This is very, very huge, because every year we're going through something, right? You might have had a child. That's something you usually will tell your tax professional. But a lot of times you might not tell your tax professional that you started a business. Like, guess what? I started doing designing t-shirts and mugs on the side, and I made some money, or I put in some money but didn't make money. If you started a business and you had expenses but did not make income, you can still put that on your tax return and deduct the cost of those expenses, okay? Be sure to let your tax accountant know about that. If you made any changes or repairs to your home, you may qualify for a credit. Specifically, if you made energy efficient changes to your home, be sure to tell your tax accountant you could possibly qualify for the energy efficient credit. Okay, let's say you added money to your retirement, or you took out money. That is a huge one. Be sure to tell your accountant about that. If you bought a house, you got married, especially if you got married. So many times, and I'm not calling you out. Nobody that is watching me is this person. I know it. But let's just say you got married and you and your husband choose to file separately, even though you should file together. You're like, nah, you had a household and I'm going to file single, and we're going to get our return, and you got your money and I got my money. I wouldn't suggest it, right? Because guess what? The IRS is now in contact with a lot of other agencies. They will check consumer agency and reports. They know you got married and they know you live with your husband. So just don't do it, okay? You might be setting yourself up for an audit. 9 times out of 10, if you file your taxes jointly, you will get a bigger refund, okay? Let the check go in your account. You know, I'm not going to tell nobody. If you think your husband won't give you the money, I don't know. Put it in your account and give him the money. You know, that's not my business. All I'm saying is, to avoid an IRS audit, you would definitely want to file married filing joint if you did get married last year. And you guys know who I'm talking about, but it's nobody watching this. You will have to tell a friend. I know it, okay? And what else? This is a big one too, guys. Bitcoin, virtual currencies is now really, really big. The IRS is big mad, okay, because they have not been taxing people on all of this money that they've been making, okay? So this year, it's in all the tax software. It's like, have you invested in Bitcoin or virtual money? And if so, that you need to provide the forms, you need to provide the information so you can be taxed on that money, okay? I'm sorry. If you invested years ago and you came up on Bitcoin, I'm happy for you. However, now you will be required to pay taxes on that money. So if you did invest in virtual currency, be sure to file that information or let your tax professional know so that you are not audited this year. Okay, let me quickly just go and look at the comments. Marlene says, I always use a professional. The IRS scares the out of me. They scared out of me too, okay? I know, Marlene. Let's see. Sinead says, hey, okay. All right. Okay, awesome. You guys deducted some fees and good things. Okay, great. So, just a quick reset. My name is LaShawna Desimilolu, a tax accountant and the co-founder of No Limit Tax Refunds Tucker. Today I came via Boss It Live TV Tax Talk Tuesday to share 5 mistakes to avoid when filing your taxes. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Number 1, do not commingle your funds. Number 2, be sure to file your taxes every single year. Number 3, claim every single credit and deduction you qualify. All the money off the table. Get it, okay? Number 4, avoid any clerical errors. Be sure that you recheck your information if you're doing it yourself. If you have a tax professional, I really hope that that person is diligent in checking that information as well. And finally, tell your accountant about any life changes you experience for the year so that you can get all the credits and deductions that are applicable to you. If you need assistance filing your tax returns this year, we would be absolutely honored to help you. Okay, we offer virtual tax services. I will leave a link below so that you can schedule a consultation. It's free. We can go through your entire situation to ensure that you get everything that you qualify for. Okay, again, I am joining you as a proud mastermind member of Boss It Live Mastermind. That is hosted by the fabulous Janine Cummings. If you have a business, guys, and you are looking to build your brand utilizing the power of live video, because live video is absolutely in. I've been working with Janine a year, guys, and I cannot tell you how much my business has grown from doing live streaming. I have a YouTube channel, I'm live streaming, she is pushing me outside of my comfort zone, and I'm absolutely loving every single moment of it. So if you would like to experience this type of growth in a supportive community, I'm going to highly encourage you to join the Boss It Live Mastermind. If you would like more info, just put info in the comments and someone will reach out to you. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be back next week Tuesday with another Tax Tip Tuesday. If you guys have any suggestions on topics, put them in the comments and I will definitely be sure to do a live all about it. So thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace and love.